Welcome to the Guys Review, where we review media, products, and experiences. I almost forgot what I was saying. Like I don't have it pulled up on. I'm not cheating with a script this time. Anyways, my name is Steven. I'm one of your three co-hosts. Together tonight we have Trey and Chris. Say hello, fellas.
Hey, hello, fellas.
Alrighty. So it is the week before Christmas, and we're going to finally get to reviewing a Christmas movie. We're going to be doing Gremlins this week. But of course, before we get into that, let's talk a little bit about our weeks. Guys, welcome back. How was y'all's week? Trey?
Well, we've dealt with bouts of strep throat in the house. I'm still getting over the concussion.
Yeah.
Just same old, same old.
Sounds exciting. How's the new job?
I work for some great people. I'm very, very happy to be where I'm at.
Good.
Nice.
Glad to hear that. I was going to ask you something. I totally forgot what it was. I guess it's not that important.
Almost 40 years.
Chris, how about you, buddy? How's your week?
You want to see a dead body?
Thankfully, nothing's showing up.
Good. It's just my wife laying on the floor.
You didn't say like beached whale or something. I'll take dead body.
She sounds very pleased with herself.
She usually only laughs at her own jokes and doesn't find me as funny as I am.
Well, we're gonna leave it to the experts to know what's funny.
I feel like they want you to stop talking.
No, she's funnier than you are.
That's bullshit.
Chris, how about you? How was your week, buddy?
Man, it's been, I've had a busy couple weeks, man. I swear every Sunday I've had something going on. But hey, I did get 2 new Christopher Moore books.
So yeah?
They're new to me.
Well, yeah.
Well, I actually thought about reading the one you gave me, so, like, how ironic.
You should, man. That's a good... You should.
Well, I got to read, like, the one you gave me, but I actually looked at it the other day. I thought about picking it up.
Hey, step one. Step one.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, I'm reading, I'm just about finished with The Stupidest Angel, and then I got Lamb. I went and bought that one.
Oh, man, I could have given you Lamb.
I know, but I just kind of wanted my own. What happened was, like, I was buying a couple of books, and I get them from Thrift Book because, it's like a good place to get from. And so it was like, you spend like $15, you get, free shipping. So I was like, well, crap. I was like, it's like $5 for shipping. So I was like, I can just go and get another book. So I was like, let me just go and get Lamb also while I'm at it.
Nice. I should go on there. I'm going to put that in my phone, actually, because I'm looking for a new book. I need a new book.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Just got back into reading them again. So I was like, I'm going to take off reading them.
It's Thrift Books, right?
Yeah, Thrift Books.
Yeah, there you go. Good. Shameless plug for them.
I know. Hey, it's a good place to go buy books at, man.
I know, right? We need to get a sponsorship.
Yeah, need to tag them.
Well, cool.
All right. For a good book to buy for cheap. There you go. Thrift Book.
Go. Anything else to add? Anything else going on?
No.
Tucker has AIDS.
Well, yeah, we know Tucker has AIDS. Chris, you and your family are coming to North Carolina after Christmas, right? Like the 28th, 29th?
Yeah, like a week away.
Yeah. So pack your winter clothes.
I don't have any, but okay, we'll try.
Dude, it's cold up here. Like, let's see. Right now it's 29. But they're talking about snow in the next couple of weeks. Let's see. When are you coming up?
I think it's the 30th. We're heading up.
Okay. So it's right now.
Like when we got off of work, we're heading up then, and then I guess we're heading back the 2nd.
Okay. So yeah, it's saying right now highs in the 50s, so it might not be as cold, but we're getting a cold snap right now, and it's going to be chilly. There's one next Saturday, the day before Christmas. The high that day is supposed to be 26 degrees.
Jeez.
Yeah.
I don't know what temperature is here, but it's kind of chilly here, really.
Yeah. Well, it's nice up here. I mean, like it's weird though. It's not as humid up here, so the cold is a little different up here. But it's a lot windier because of all the mountains and everything. But yeah, my week has been pretty good, kind of slow. Everything's kind of shutting down for Christmas, so I got a lot of people taking vacation. My property manager is taking vacation this week, and I got vacation next week, so it'll be a quiet week in the office. As y'all kind of already heard about, I I took my first trip today with a neighbor of mine, and he gave me some mushrooms, and we went on a little hike in the woods, and it wasn't I wasn't sure what to expect, but he gave me a very small dose. So I didn't like hallucinate or anything like that. Like he went the day before with another friend of his and took some mushrooms and had like a full trip yesterday. So he just was with me today. But he said like he was like seeing stuff, and like he said the ground where he was walking looked like comic book drawings when he went yesterday. But I didn't really experience any of that. Mine was very low level. It was like Trey, like you said, it was like light saturations, colors were like really vibrant, like just the sun and the shadows and contrast were really like, it was really interesting. But I felt good. So I mean, it was cool. I'll do it again and probably up it a little bit and see if I can get a little bit more out of it.
All right.
So it's just kind of it's put me in a very like mellow kind of state, you know. So
yeah,
I enjoyed it. Chris, have you ever done mushrooms?
No.
Really?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
No, I only did weed back in the day. That's it.
Gotcha. All right. And Tucker won't admit to any of it. He called me while we were out in the woods, and I was like, I can't talk to him right now.
See, I made a mistake. Like one of my friends asked me to do acid with him once, and I was like, I was like, yeah, man, yeah, I'll give it a go. And then like I read up on it, and I was like, no, I'm not doing that shit.
Yeah,
I was like, I'm good.
I wouldn't want to do acid, but I felt that mushrooms, since they're natural, I guess, I felt more okay doing it. It's not a synthetic, man-made kind of thing. So. And I mean, a lot of mushrooms and psychedelics, they're doing studies about how they really help with, not personality, but just like almost like therapy, Like,
yeah.
Trey, do you feel after you've done mushrooms, like, do you feel better?
I mean, not really. I wasn't really addressing any sort of deep thoughts.
Yeah.
The weirdest thing was the very first time I did it. I came to the realization that we're alive on like 7 different planes of existence. And I couldn't tell you what they were, but I felt confident if I died, like I'm still here.
See, I did not have an experience like that. But again, like
started. You were getting like the little pussy down version. Like I had to actually eat shit mushrooms. I didn't get it in a capsule ground up, so I didn't have to taste the shit. No.
Some people like mushrooms.
Yeah, Whitney keeps trying to put them in my spaghetti.
I was surprised you eat spaghetti. Like, wait, do you eat spaghetti sauce on your spaghetti?
Yes.
So you'll eat ketchup that way, but not ketchup on a burger.
It's not ketchup, sir.
It is exactly what
it's not ketchup.
I put ketchup on my spaghetti.
That is just fun. That is ridiculous, Chris.
What?
I think they had to do that at the trailer park where Tucker grew up too.
That's exactly what they did. He'd macaroni and cheese and ketchup for dinner.
Crunchy macaroni.
Probably put ketchup on his eggs, weirdo.
I can't say too much. I put hot sauce on mine, so
that's okay. Hot sauce is fine.
Man, dude, I got this new hot sauce. It's called Truff, Truff. It's hot sauce, but they put black truffles in it. It is so good, dude. It is like, and it's not that hot, but it's. I'll let you try some when you come up, man. It is ridiculously good.
All right.
So, alrighty. Well, I've got emails. I wish I had the soundboard that I could do. Marcus actually sent us 2 emails.
Yeah, I'm curious about whatever he sent me.
He sent us one a couple of weeks ago but I didn't get a chance to read it. All right, here's what he said. Hello, I have a little conundrum right now. I can't choose my hello phrase. Should I use cum guzzlers or vaginal discharges? I got it. Thanks, Marcus. Hello, you twats. I'm back, but not black. My answer to you, Tucker, for the last 2 episodes is fuck you, sir. Fuck you very much, Uncle Fucker. I've been on a rather small binge lately with a lot of partying and banging, and I feel like I'm heading down a dark path. So I'm giving that up right now just to terrorize y'all. Wow. What's the difference between? This is pretty good actually. What's the difference between a battery and a marriage? Anyone know? Guesses?
Something about a charge.
A battery has a positive side. All right. Oh God, this is terrible. Would you suck off your best friend if you know that he got $1 million, or would you kick a dog for $1,000?
Probably kick a dog.
Yeah, I think I'd take kicking the dog. Like, I don't have to kick it really hard. It didn't say how hard to kick the dog.
I don't know. Like, is that friend going to give you some of that $1 million?
I guess it'd be up to that friend. How good of a friend are they?
I mean, I guess it comes down to that old question of would you suck a dick for $1 million? And I know that I'd probably do it for less than that. So, like, I'm hoping I get
I'd get something in writing beforehand.
He would do it for just a stack of scratch offs.
Trey would do it just to have a solid shit for a change.
Oh.
I did tell the guy, by the way, what you told me. I said, now, the thing is, Trey told me that I texted Trey today. I asked him, like, hey, do you have any advice? He's like, well, I wouldn't go into the woods because every time I do mushrooms, I have to shit really bad. And I was telling the guy this, and I go, now, the other thing is, I don't know the last time Trey had a solid shit. So him just shitting his pants basically is not really that unusual for him. So I'm going to take that as just, Trey's digestive system.
Right.
Well, I mean, I was told when I started, like, hey, when it happens, you're going to go take a shit in like 30 minutes. And it's about 30 minutes to 45 minutes. You go take a shit and it starts.
Weird.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
You gotta get the system going.
Would you rather snort some dick cheese or lick someone's eye that has pink eye?
Pink eye.
Yeah, I think I'm going pink eye on that one. Would you rather relive the best day in your life knowing that it will end, or would you rather be forced to watch your parents making you?
I'll go with the first one.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, why would you ever pick the second one over that?
I don't know.
Doesn't seem like a
and then he closed out with now I'm a bit dry with the thoughts, so I'll bid myself adieu, you vaginal discharges. Gee, thanks, Marcus. All right, I got one more from Marcus. This one is called Science for Trey. Hey Trey, I got some neat science for you. An adult farts about 14 times a day. How much squeezing cheese is normal? Typically, adults produce about 2 pints of gas each day, which sneaks or leaks out via an average of 14 farts a day. If that number seems low to you, don't worry. It's apparently perfectly normal to pass gas up to 21 times a day. No matter how sly you think you may be, you cannot hold in a fart. Sure, they can rumble to the surface at inappropriate moments, but you can often comport your body into a certain way to prevent the little guy from screeching out, but that gas will escape. If you're lucky, it will do so quietly and over an extended period of time to give you the best chance of not being suspected as the one who dealt it. But if you're not so lucky, holding in a stinker could force it to come tumbling out louder than it would have in the first place. I like that. I think he pulled this from an article. According to Claire Collins, a professor of nutrition dietetics, at the University of Newcastle, holding on too long means the buildup of intestinal gas will eventually escape via an uncontrollable fart. So think careful when making flatulence dependent decisions. If you try to hold in a fart, it could leak out of your mouth. Jesus.
What?
That's what it says. If you're truly cursed, holding in a tail scudder for too long could mean the gas will be reabsorbed into your circulation system and could actually leak out of your mouth. Do not take any chances. Unleash the air biscuit. There you go, Trey. You're allowed to fart.
Well, glad I can file that away.
Yeah. Super helpful, right?
Yeah.
All righty. Well, like I said, we're doing Gremlins. Chris, I like your background, so let's get into that real fast. It is directed by Joe Dante, starring Zach Galligan, Phoebe Cates, Hoyt Axton, Polly Holliday, Francis Lee McCain. It was released on June 8th, 1984, on a budget of $11 million.
Did you mention Corey Feldman?
I did not. He was not one of the main cast, but you're right, Corey Feldman. And it was executive produced by Steven Spielberg.
Mm-hmm.
Budget of $11 million, which I think that's Spielberg right there, which is $31.5 million today. It grossed $212.9 million, which is $610 million today. So definitely why they got a sequel. Ratings, IMDb has it at a 7.3 out of 10. Rotten Tomatoes at 86%. Metacritic at 70%. Google users. Chris, you want to take a stab?
89.
God damn it. That's what I was going to say. I'll go 90.
It's only 83.
Wow.
Yeah.
Shocker there.
I know, right? First time you saw the movie?
I was a kid. I used to have a gizmo.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Nice.
I wish I would have found that picture. I didn't have time to go look for it, but I wish I would have found the picture. I had like several Polaroid pictures of me with my little gizmo. I was probably 5 or 6 years old, maybe. So
nice.
Maybe a little bit older.
Yeah, I think I was about the same. Trey?
I don't think I've actually seen it all the way through at this point in my life.
The movie that you picked, you don't think you've seen all the way through?
Yeah.
At least you saw some of it.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, I can't say too much. I fell asleep watching it last week. So now here's a funny story. Ashley has seen this movie one time. Apparently, they showed it to her in preschool, and apparently it scared her so bad she will never watch it again. I tried to get her to watch it with me. I was like, babe, this is a funny movie. Like, if you watch it, there's no reason to be scared because you'll see how bad the 80s animatronics are. And she's like, nope, don't want to do it. But I did make Abby sit down and watch this with me, and they thought it was silly.
Yeah, I mean, it is.
It is, yeah. So.
It is borderline silly. It is really cool, though, like the fact of not this movie alone, but this movie kind of set the standards for the PG-13 rating.
Mm-hmm. It absolutely did.
Because at the time, there was only PG and R, and Steven Spielberg, I think, put it out there for it to be, or was it Spielberg, I think, put it out there to be a PG-13 rating. And because it was in between.
Yep.
So, but it wasn't the first one.
Excuse me. What wasn't the first one?
It wasn't the first PG-13 movie, though.
It wasn't the first actual. Oh, okay.
No, Red Dawn was the first one.
Really?
Yep.
Wolverines. That one, right?
Yeah, I was actually first PG-13, and then this one.
Huh. Did not know that.
Well, now you know.
Learn something new every day. Well, Trey, do you got a synopsis for us?
Yeah, I'm gonna make one up here as we go. So
sounds about right.
Yeah. So you have these kids. I don't remember how many, but I remember they're mainly males.
Jesus Christ.
It's coming into Christmas time. And the kid wants a fucking puppy. Mom's like, no. There's no fucking coming to this house. So this little old Asian man sells them a little furry thing. But there's a rule. You don't fucking give it water after midnight.
You are fucking this so up.
You're messing it up.
Oh.
And what he went to an Asian guy to get a present. A little Asian boy showed him Gizmo. The Asian man wouldn't sell it to him, but then the little boy did a back alley sale to the man.
Back up. He did go there for a present, but he didn't really go there for a present. He was actually trying to sell his
invention.
New gadget his invention. So he went in there because, he heard about this, store or whatever. So he was went down there, but he was actually trying to sell the invention. And just so happened, that he kept on hearing Gizmo singing.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like my accurate. We'll agree on this.
But I mean, you kind of are a little bit on though, because at the same point when he does get back home, the kid doesn't want necessarily puppy, but when he gets the box, he thinks it's a puppy that's in there, and so he gets all excited thinking it's a puppy.
Yeah.
And the three rules are keep it out of light, don't feed it after midnight, and don't get it wet. No water.
Yeah. So don't give it water after midnight. Totally still right.
Which is a plot hole. Which is a plot hole in itself. Like, because it's technically always after midnight.
Yeah. What's the time frame? When is it from when to when?
Exactly. Yeah.
I'm assuming it's still daylight because of the fact of like, they're not supposed to be out in sunlight. So
Yeah.
I assume that maybe that was it. I don't know.
Yeah.
I do know in the book it explains more, but however, though, the book is not canon.
Is it not? I didn't even know there was a book.
Yeah. So it's a book written, and it explains that the Mogwais are actually alien, and they got dropped off at each one of the planets.
Really?
So each planet has what, but Spielberg and them said no, it's not canon. That's not canon at all. However, though, I don't know if this is in your facts and all that, but it was supposed to be a kind of sequel to E.T.
Really?
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
not really necessarily a sequel, but just aliens from outer space come in, and and then they scrap that idea.
Okay. All right,
Yeah.
Trey, continue with your terrible synopsis. That's not correct.
Yeah. So sure enough, like it's late at night, this thing's making some noise, fucking gives it some water after midnight. Big problem. It changes into the monster.
Oh my God.
The monster starts terrorizing these kids, and there's no parents to be found for whatever reason. They're fucking orphans.
Wait, when was the last time you actually watched this movie?
You're so off.
Oh, dude, I might have been like fucking 7 when I saw part of it.
All right. We want to go off of this right here.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
All right. So he does get it wet whenever Corey Feldman comes to hang out with him. He spills like milk or something or
No,
juice on
spill some water on him.
him. Yeah, something on him. So he spills on him, and 6 of them pop out.
Yeah.
6 of them pop out. So then he gets up the next morning. He keeps the 6 at his house. He gets up the next morning, goes and sees the teacher at high school, I guess. And
it's really strange, by the way. Let me interrupt you real fast, because originally the character was supposed to be Corey Feldman's age. He was supposed to be a younger kid, but then they aged him up. But his friend is still, so he's in his 20s.
Well, the original one that they were wanting to go with was Emilio Estevez.
Really?
Yeah, him, and there was somebody else, Jude Law, maybe. So it was supposed to be an older guy. That is true, but it was supposed to be him. And then this guy came in. I forgot whatever this guy's name. What's the guy's name again?
Hold on. Zach Galligan.
All right, so Zach Galligan came in, and Zach Galligan and Phoebe
Cates.
Yeah, their chemistry they had on just through the reading and all that, they liked it so much they were like, no, we got to go with this guy. I mean, because she was kind of, in a weird way, they wanted her because she was so, how much success she bought over from Fast Times at Ridgemont High. Every kid out there was like, Phoebe Cates, So they wanted her, and so whenever they saw there was good chemistry between them, they said, no, we're going with this guy.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah. But so I don't know how old he's supposed to be in this. Like I'm assuming that he is about the same age as he's got to be in his 20s, yeah. Which is because when he's talking to the other guy that works at the bank when they're at the bar.
Mm-hmm.
For him to be out at the bar and then them talking and just everything, the interaction they having and all, you just feel like, okay, he's got to be in his 20s, early 20s.
Yeah. Working at the bank and everything, yeah.
Which is super weird. Is why is he hanging out with such a young kid as Corey Feldman?
Yeah.
It's not like his brother or anything like that. It's just a kid who drops off Christmas trees, but comes into his house and looks at his comic books up in the attic. Like, this guy's a straight loser.
Weird. It's weird and sad that his room is in his parents' attic, by the way.
Yeah. It's in the attic and all, and it's just comic books everywhere. And just,
I don't know. It's pretty normal to put your kid up in the attic. That's where they had to keep Anne Frank.
Oh, Jesus.
Wow.
Oh,
and it's just like old black and white TV is up there. And I don't know. Who knows? But anyways, so okay, we got to that part. Got him wet. So he wets one down, lets the teacher keep one of them.
Yep. Monster terrorizing the town. This is where we tag in the Goonies. So
the Goonies.
Josh Brolin comes in with Sean Astin and the little Asian kid. The Asian kid's important because he's the one who knows science and correct. So they come in, they fight the monsters. The end.
What?
All right, so let's go back. All right. So
God.
So he gets back home with his Mogwais, and the Mogwais need food. They're really, really hungry. It's all a plot. So he looks over at the clock, notices it's not quite 12 o'clock yet. But we come to find out that the Mogwais have done already torn up the clock. Yeah, there you go. There's the picture right there behind you.
Best part of that whole movie.
Yeah, it is. It's funny that he's in that movie too, in Goonies also.
Who?
Is it Judd? No, what's his name?
The main guy?
The guy who's watching Phoebe's through the bathroom window.
Oh, Judge. Was it Judge? Oh, what is it?
Apatow, whatever his name is.
What'd you say with Trey?
Judge Reinhold.
Judge Reinhold.
Yeah, he's in this
Fast
movie
Times.
too.
Yeah, that's right.
They're both in there and all, but they're
Yeah.
Anyways, he feeds them and all. They get into they form a cocoon that they're inside of. Also at the school, the teacher leaves a sandwich close to the cage, and the one there at the school eats the sandwich too and gets into a cocoon up in the attic.
Mm-hmm.
So we're at that point. All right. Then you say the parents aren't around, so the cocoons hatch, and
even though our main character Billy lives with his parents.
Yeah, but I mean they're not around in this movie because like mom and dad usually solve problems. Not this time.
Shit, mom killed off.
I was gonna say mom killed three gremlins in the kitchen.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. This is where our version's different. I must have got like the TV edit. I don't know.
Although I will say this, in the original part, this was supposed to be much more gruesome than what it was, but they toned it down. The mom, when she went up in the attic, was supposed to have her head chopped off and fall down the stairs.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
So actually, there was supposed to be a more gruesome Gremlins.
That I did not know.
Probably would have been over PG-13 at that point.
No, it wouldn't have been PG-13 anymore.
No, not so much.
But so the mom at this point, the son went to the school because the teacher called him up and said the cocoon hatched and all. The teacher gets killed. But I don't know, what did he stab him with? Just an empty needle?
Because his hand. Well, that's because because the guy took blood from him as a little mogwai and he was kind of mad at him, so he stabbed him he was supposed to have a bunch of needles stuck in him, but then they went back and just did one needle.
Yeah.
Stuck in his butt.
Because I say the mom was supposed to get her head chopped off, right? Was originally what they wanted to kind of do, but they got away from that. And then it's funny because when he gets home to see his mom, he grabs a sword off the wall and chops the head off of the Goonie. Oh my gosh, of the Gremlin.
See? Fucking Goonies.
I know, right? All right. So we're at that part. We got that part over with. Where do they go to now?
All right. So since the little kid's doing like his karate on the monsters, then at this point, they're like, oh shit, they're running amok in our town. We got to do something. So they fucking lure him out. They get him in the light. That's how they get rid of him.
So, I mean, it's not too far off. It is off. It's way off, but it's not too far off. So you notice the town. Does the town look familiar?
Yeah, that's where they did the Goonies. That's how they tagged him in.
Close. Different 80s movie.
Well, you have to ask somebody that saw the movie. I don't fucking know.
It's Back to the Future.
Till Valley.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
They just changed up a couple of things outside, but it's still the same. It's like the same exact set though, which is pretty cool. Like that's why, when I was watching it earlier, I was like, man, this. Why does this town seem so familiar and all? I was like, I know I haven't seen this movie in so long, and it was like, it wasn't until I was, finding out other stuff, and I was like, well, that's why it seems familiar. It's the same one as Back to the Future. That's why.
That would be the one. I don't remember seeing the clock tower, which is probably the most famous thing from, Hill Valley and Back to the Future.
They may have left the clock tower out or something,
Yeah.
Like it may have been on top. I don't know. But the movie theater, looked the same. I think it was like a different angle.
Yep. You're
So
absolutely right.
the straight forward of the movie theater, it was from the side, there's a lot of little, nudges here and there, like when the cocoons are on the ground and they're starting to hatch, you see a Fandango magazine, a little horror magazine on the ground there.
I didn't notice that.
Yeah, it's kind of neat. Later on in the movie and all, we go to the movie theater and all that stuff happens there, which was, I don't know, that's pretty funny. They're entertained by Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. I don't know why, but it got them all singing and even the little Mugwai singing. But you see later on they're at what's the store they're at? Macy's? Not Macy's. Where are they at?
JCPenney's, Bloomingdale's, Norman's?
No. Montgomery Ward.
Montgomery Ward. I don't know that one.
Is that what it was?
I don't think so.
What was the store they're at?
I don't know that it matters.
Anyways, it was like a rip-off Walmart. And when they're in there, you'll notice like there's one of the scenes where he's coming down the aisle and you see, the E.T. thing, you see a little stuffed E.T. on the shelf. But you see also where he comes around the counter, you see a Sunshine Barbie on the shelf rack, and then you see a Midnight Barbie. And it's a darker, like the box is really dark and all. You can't, notice it that well. But it's just a little, you know what I mean, play on of the whole day and night thing,
Huh. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Just a couple of things there. Huh?
Yeah, no, that's good, man. I like it.
Yeah. I guess the whole Fandango just made me think of like them, being like, oh, this was originally supposed to be a dark horror at first,
Mm-hmm.
and the things change, and then you got the story that Phoebe tells of her dad and all, and how he, died and all that.
Which is funny because if I remember correctly, it was completely out of the blue and like what in the middle of like all this chaos that's going on.
Yeah. So the point of it was that Steven Spielberg and them were looking at it and they were like, they originally didn't want it in there because they said they were like, we don't know if this is supposed to be some dark humor you're doing, like if you're trying to be kind of silly or funny, or if you're trying to be kind of serious. And he said, well, that's exactly why I want to leave it in there. He said, because it represents the movie. Is the movie supposed to be silly, or is it supposed to be kind of serious,
Yes.
So he said it just is kind of a play on of the movie there itself. So I was like, that's kind of cool,
Yeah. I like
so
it.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead. No, I'm good.
So you're getting close, man. You're getting close. We're getting to the end of it here. So you get to the part where now you have the Mogwai or a Gizmo at the store too, and he's got a little remote control car that he's driving around, little Barbie car, I guess. But look, you see the dad pull up, and he's, the dog gets out and runs after too. So now the dog is there, and he's there too. Gizmo's there too, and we're getting right here towards the end of the movie.
Did you cover about them blowing up the Gremlins in the
In the
movie theater?
microwave and all that?
No, in the movie theater.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. No, I didn't go over that to get rid of the batch of them. I didn't go over the part either, too, of the batch of them getting in the YMCA of him jumping in there and all of a sudden producing all these that run down the street.
Oh,
Man,
yeah.
that looks so terrible. Them coming down the street look really bad.
Yeah. Well, it's stop motion. It's the only time they use stop motion, and they were originally going to do stop motion for all of them, but they realized that the stop motion just didn't look right. But they did use that one shot of them walking down the street.
I guess it would have been too hard. Although, who they originally wanted to, do it was they originally wanted Tim Burton to do the movie.
Yeah.
After watching the short Frankenweenie, they wanted him to do it, but they said no. They felt like it would end up being way too dark with him, which probably would have been.
Yeah.
But it would have made for an interesting one,
Yeah, I agree.
So it would have been pretty cool. But all right. So then we get towards the end of it all, and the little he finds a water fountain in the little garden center of the store, and gets ready to go jump in it. Gizmo saves the day by opening up the shield, and light comes down on him, and he bowls, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess has some weird chemical reaction. But not before they zoom out of the middle of the pus bubbling up, which kind of makes you start wondering, wait, is there going to be another one? And then we see the old Asian guy coming back to the house to take Gizmo away. It's pretty much about the end of it there.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Indian giving.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, technically, he didn't ever give him in the first place.
True.
There's a bill of sale. There's a receipt somewhere.
The little boy made.
Hmm?
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Yeah.
So Stripe.
Stripe.
That's his name. Yeah, his name is Stripe, but everybody called him Spike. I don't know why. Well, when I was growing up, everybody thought his name was Spike, but it wasn't. You're right, it's Stripe. Stripe was originally supposed to have been
Gizmo.
Gizmo, yeah.
Yeah.
So Gizmo was supposed to have been the leader, but they said that they didn't end up doing that because he was too cute, and of course sells,
Yeah. Well, and toys, tie-ins, marketing.
Exactly.
Yeah. Got to keep the cute. Well, and that was the other thing. That's why they had. So apparently, the last shot where Gizmo opens the blinds to blow up, what did I just say? Spike, whatever.
Right.
They had a wide shot, and it was supposed to be Gizmo and Billy both opening the blinds, but they cut the shot to where it's just Gizmo because Steven Spielberg said Gizmo's supposed to be the hero of the movie.
Yeah.
So that's why it's just Gizmo doing it.
But it ended up being the little Asian kid that knew karate.
As usual.
Have any of y'all watched the Gremlins, I guess the second one, the new batch?
The new batch, yeah.
I know I've seen it, but I just don't remember it at all.
It's wackier than this one. It takes place in a
studio, right?
Yeah, well, it's like a big building with different studios in there.
Right.
And it's just a lot zanier. But like
it starts off with one of the Gremlins talking, right? Telling the story or something.
Yeah, kind of, because like there's like one of the they have like an R&D department, and so they get a hold of like all these different like serums, and so it's like one grows bat wings, one it's like he injects himself and it's got like brain on it, and he becomes sentient and is able to talk.
Yeah.
And they've got a little girl gremlin that like
oh yeah. I remember that, like a prostitute kind of.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah. I remember that now.
Yeah.
God, just it's been so long. I think after the first one, then that one came out, it was kind of like, okay, this is way too. When I was even a kid, I was like, this is just way too goofy and silly.
Yeah.
But it brings me to a point we talked about a long time ago about like, when Cobra Kai came out, we were like saying about, is there any movies that you could think of that would be really good or other shows that would be really good to do like Cobra Kai,
Mm-hmm.
I think Gremlins would be a good one to do.
I think there's a lot that you can grow on in Gremlins. They're doing a third one, by the way.
Are they? Well, I think you could do this two ways. Well, I think. First of all, I'll go to that in a minute. What I think, it ties on to this. I think they should either do it like a Tales for the Crypt kind of way, where you got that one talking gremlin, just telling stories and all that, and it's just about things like that happening, like where the gremlins win, or I think if you do the third one, I think what you should do on the third one is you should bring Corey Feldman back, and he brings, his own Mugwai to, like his nephew or something like that for Christmas.
Not a bad idea. I was going to say, is he still alive?
If he died, I don't know. I know Corey Helms died.
Yeah, Corey Haim died, years ago. But I thought Corey Feldman was either dead or like he was saying like people in Hollywood were trying to kill him because he was on drugs and shit. I don't know.
He was one of the ones that ratted out the whole thing with that big guy in Hollywood. You know what I'm talking about?
The Me Too thing.
Weinstein.
Yeah, Harvey Weinstein.
Yeah, he was one of the ones that kind of was on that whole thing, ratting him out, and then some other station things kind of, started talking bad about him.
He's still alive. Born in 1971.
God, that's it.
Yeah, he's 51 years old. He's only 5'5".
Could y'all imagine him doing a show with Macaulay Culkin?
Man, that'd be weird.
I feel like you could probably pull it off, and people would tune in.
Macaulay Culkin show?
Well, Culkin enough. Corey Feldman.
so you have Corey. You'd have McCulkin as the. It would be like the old, was it Jay Leno and all? You'd have McCulkin being like the host, and then you'd have Corey Feldman being the band guy because he's got his own band.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's weird as crap.
Who?
Corey Feldman.
Does he really?
Yeah, it's weird.
I knew that. Yeah.
So does Joaquin.
You're listening to it, some weird stuff.
Joaquin Phoenix has one.
Oh yeah, I was thinking of River Phoenix. I was like, wait a minute.
No, he died.
Yes, he did for sure. Yeah, and Corey Haim actually died. It says that he died of where is this? I can't even think what it was like 2008 pneumonia.
Really? Not what
I'm surprised too, honestly.
Yeah.
Ever.
But I mean, I don't think Corey Feldman could get back into acting again. I think things he's kind of said and all that is probably keeping him from getting it back in there.
That's the only thing stopping it.
Yeah. I mean, why would they not? I mean, look, hey, they took what's his name about him back? Doogie Howser. He was gone for a long time too before he came back.
Patrick Harris?
Yeah.
Harris, man.
So he's just weird. Man, he's just weird. You ever listen to his interviews, man? He's really weird.
Neil Patrick Harris? Nah, man.
I'm talking about Corey.
Oh
yeah, Corey Feldman is weird. Agreed.
Yeah, just I don't know. He's a weird character.
Yeah, I agree. Well, Trey, thank you for the synopsis. I mean, Chris.
I was just helping him.
Nah, you're good, man. Let me do. We'll do our top 5 takeaways and our top 5 trivia, whatever, and then we'll do Triple Indy and review and rating. Cool.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Nice. All right. Number 1, like you said, is partially responsible for the PG-13 rating. because of Steven Spielberg. We already went through that. Did y'all know that Howie Mandel is the voice of Gizmo?
Yes.
I didn't know that until I read that. So, it was at the suggestion of voice actor Frank Welker, who also voiced Stripe, and Fred on Scooby Doo, that Howie Mandel be up for that role. Number 3, we kind of touched on this. Excuse me. Phoebe Cates was a controversial casting choice because of Fast Times at Ridgemont High, but they
saw money on it.
Yeah, pretty much. If anything, that would be a boost because it's like, hey, I remember her. I'll see this again.
Yeah.
Again, touched on this one. Number 4, Kingston Falls and Hill Valley are one and the same. Same set that was used for Back to the Future. And then number 5, at one point, Gizmo and Stripe were supposed to be the same creature. So, but it was at Spielberg's suggestion that Gizmo's role in the film grew. Originally, he was the cute little Mogwai that transforms into Stripe the Gremlin, but Spielberg knew the audiences would want to see as much of Gizmo as possible, so he withdrew the idea and made them totally separate characters.
Yeah.
So there you go. All right. Let's do this.
The Triple Lindy. Triple Lindy.
Is that hard?
That's impossible.
All righty. Trey, since it's your movie and you know it so well, what you got for a Triple Lindy?
I feel like that little Asian kid's not going to sell that little monster without the grown man fucking knowing.
Fair. Chris?
I'm going to have to say probably when he's shooting the gun, when Stripe is. On several different levels. One, how do you miss that close of a range? Like, he's just right there. And then he waits for him to turn around to shoot him,
Fair.
And 2, like, there was no recoil from that gun. I mean, should have packed some, a little bit of power to it there.
Yeah. That's fair. All right. Okay. I think my Triple Lindy, truthfully, I actually liked the animatronics and everything. I just didn't like the stop motion. That kind of took it out for me. It could have been done without, and it would have been just as fine.
Yeah.
So that would be mine. Trey, what you got on ratings and reviews, sir?
Unfortunately, this is just a very, very 3-beer movie for me.
Yeah. Anything else? I mean, you're gonna watch it, anytime soon.
Maybe when Huck's old enough to watch it, I might get roped into it.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go. It's a good Christmas movie.
It is.
It is a really good Christmas movie.
All right, Chris.
I'm gonna actually give this 1.5 beers.
Wow.
This is probably one of my higher rating ones. I agree with you. The stop motion is not so good, but I feel like whenever they do the third movie, the first one's going to hold a lot more importance to it.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to get a lot more people watching it, and I feel like if they're going to do a third one, it's going to feed off the first one, not the second one.
Yeah, I agree.
So I think it's going to be one of those situations where it's going to be like, man, that first one is much more important than what it was.
Well, and I read that the third one originally was going to be a clean reboot, but now they brought in a different writer, and it is going to be a sequel to. It comes after Gremlins 2, but it's a direct sequel from 1 to 2.
1, 2, 2?
1 to 2, and then 3.
Oh, okay, gotcha. So it'll be part of a trilogy.
Yeah, basically. I'm going middle of the road. I'm going to do 2.5, just because it's silly, it's fun. I fell asleep, so I mean, I guess it wasn't keeping my attention that well. But I would watch it again just because. I mean, man, I love the theme song. Yeah, love the theme song. So yeah, and I mean, you're right. Gizmo's super cute, man. And if I could have a Mogwai, I would totally have a Mogwai. The problem is I would definitely end up with Gremlins though. So
yeah, we probably all would.
Yeah. Y'all got anything you want to?
If you had the good one like Gizmo, you may not, but if you had the bad ones like the rest of them and all, there's a good chance you probably would.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think that one that ate the sandwich, I think he just saw himself in a bad situation. Who was like, you know what? Screw it. I think they know that they get turned into a gremlin if they eat after midnight. So he was just like, you know what? Screw it. I'm just going to go ahead and do it now.
Yeah. I read something about how basically, like the Mogwai are inherently either good or bad. And Gizmo is obviously a good Mogwai, and he knows, try to avoid water and not to eat after midnight. He shuns that. The other ones are inherently bad, and they're trying to turn into the gremlins.
So you're saying they're strong with the Force?
Sounds like it.
Sounds like it to me.
Y'all want to anyone touch their top 5?
Oh no.
Yeah.
All right. Because we kind of got screwed up, Chris, next week will be your pick, and you'll get the one, I guess, the first after Christmas. You got any thoughts on what you want to do, or you want to let us know later on?
I'm gonna let y'all know later on. I got a couple running through my head, so okay. I don't know. Maybe do an album again. I don't know.
Okay. We might just do what?
Woo.
Yeah. We might do like a mini session since I'm going to be in Auburn next week. Maybe we get together Friday night and just record for together for 15-20 minutes.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
So. All right. Well, until then, you can find us on the web at theguysreview.simplecast.com. Email us anything, and I will read it poorly, like you heard me read from Marcus. theguysreviewpod@gmail.com. Instagram at theguysreviewpod. Twitter at @the_guysreview. Remember to like the tweet at the top of the page. We can put you in the DM group. Chris, you need to get in there, by the way. Facebook.com/theguysreviewpod. Please subscribe, rate, and review us wherever we get your podcast from. Well, guys, it was good seeing you. Anybody got anything else they want to add?
No, we'll see you soon.
Yep. I'll see you all at the end of this week. So, well, on behalf of Chris and Trey, I'm Steven, and this has been another episode of The Guys Review. See you next week.